Hi there, welcome back. I thought I'd do a quick check-in because I just went ahead and got started on another cover. I can't explain it. I'm still working on. I'm still working on the miscellaneous works. Oh, good. She moved. She was right underfoot. She was trying to do one of those I'm going to have a nap under your feet naps, and she's moved over to her little bed. Whew. I'm worried. I don't want to roll over her tail. On the other hand, I've learned now, don't poke the little bear. If the little bear is asleep, don't poke the little bear. Anyhow, I was hoping to save these end papers, and I'm still hoping to save portions of them. I really love where it says Library, Upper Canada College. The area where I live now, Ontario-ish, all that area, in early of our era, this was known as Upper Canada, and then up Quebec ways and north is Lower Canada, which of course was always confusing to me as a student learning history and geography when they're all intertwined in those years. If we're lower, if we're southern, why are we Upper Canada and they're Lower Canada? But it has to do with the seaway. Because you have to go up the St. Lawrence Seaway to get to Upper Canada. So my area is Upper Canada, and there still are many things that are named Upper Canada. Upper Canada College, I believe, still exists. There's an Upper Canada Brewing Company and such. So before we were Ontario, we were Upper Canada. And I actually have my ancestors in various really early censuses where it said the township, but that they were in Upper Canada, which is kind of cool. Anyhow, so I started taking it apart. I was hoping to save it because I really love the original library pocket, especially because it was part of a library, but it just was not to be. So I'm going to figure out a way to still pull that off. And if you follow me on Instagram, you saw I successfully, I believe, camouflaged this spot here. Now I've been hunting through, let me make sure I'm in camera. I've been hunting through my thrift haul videos to see if I could find the thrift haul where I found this book, and there's just too many because I go thrifting way too often. I know it wasn't too long ago, like it was within this past year. I know it was. And anyhow, this area right here, if you can see, I hope it's not blurry, this particular little store, and I love this store, but they have a really bad habit of, on their antique books, they go to the trouble of putting their antique books in a special section that says antique vintage books, and then they'll stick a sticker right on to those delicate old covers. I've tried talking to them, but they just do it. And I tried with the heating it up, and I didn't want to go at it with Goo Gone or anything. So I ripped it off and figured I'm going to try my hand at camouflaging it. And I'm very happy with how that camouflage worked out, especially a book this old, 1887. Let's see. So I can show you. There it is, 1887. I like that it looks bashed up. That makes me happy. But let me tell you how I did this, so that in case you're curious. So what I did was I used brick red, distress oxide, fired brick. I call it brick red. I should correct myself. It's fired brick. And it's a very deep, warm red, and I love this shade. I really love it. It's my favorite red to use for in my Christmas journals. I don't like a candy red because my Christmas journals, I tend to want them to look old rather than fresh and new, or even 60s vintage kind. So this is the red I like. So what I did was I first went in, because you can see there are some blotchy little pieces of red in the marbling. So I just used my trusty little makeup brush and just did a little bit of the red, and I just blotched on. I had to press really hard, even though it was raw paper by then. I still had to press really hard to get a good vibrant red. And I knew I needed it to be vibrant because I was then going to go over it with a dark brown. Because of this dark brown, it's almost black. So I was happy with that. It almost looked like a red and white leopard print for a little while. And then I used a regular ink pad, not distress ink, because I really wanted quite a bold dark brown. So this is, forget what color this is, Mudslide. And I tried going over it. I always go in lightly at first, just in case, because you can always increase, being heavy-handed. Light was not going to touch this, so I needed to go in darker. So this was the light. No. So then I decided to go in with this. No. It wasn't having anything to do with that. So I eventually decided, all right, you want it tough, do you? Let's do tough. And what I did was I got some painter's masking tape and covered the red, because I didn't want to ink that by accident. And then I literally took this and smeared it. And then I got the look I wanted. Now, it took it to the dark brown that I like, and I don't know if it's showing on camera, but the red it's still there. The marbling of the red is there. But it still didn't have the marbling that I wanted, such as is up here with the marbling. So what I did was, let me go get it. I used some ink. And this is just Van Dyke Brown. And I literally just used the dropper very lightly. I've already got glue on me today. I used the dropper very lightly, and I literally just sort of squiggled with the Van Dyke Brown and left that, let it soak in a bit, and let it dry. And then I just got an old scrap of fabric and wiped it and smeared it, because there was some that was, of course, had overlapped onto this area. You can't use a pad this big and not get it all over there. So, and that's how I think I got quite a nice camouflage. It's still there. you know, what am I going to do? It's still there, but I'm very happy. It's a grungy looking cover anyways. So I don't mind. Now, I do want, I love all this scratching and tearing and scuff marks. And I want to put a few in here. So this is going to make me nervous, but we're going to do it. And let me get some sandpaper. It might have gone soaked right into the paper, and I might not be able to get down to the white. That's not bad. A little bit. I'm okay with that. I'm going to back off now while I can. See how there's some scratches up there? There. Okay. You want to walk away? Happy. Now I think I want a little dark again, because I think the sanding took away a bit of that darkness. So I'm just going to go over it just a little bit. Just let it soak in a bit. Oh, careful, Catherine. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I'm happy. So there we go. And I'm not even sure what this book is going to be for, or who it's going to be for. Maybe for me, maybe for sale. I don't know. For now, I'm going to take these off. I may put a tuck spot here, which I've done before, so that I can leave this here. Now, over on this side, I think what I'm going to do is use one of the end papers and lay it down as the new end paper, so that I can put this here. And you know what? Now I'm looking at this, I could probably do the same here. And just use it. There we go. Look at that. I think maybe I'll do that. Though that's a clearer stamp. It looks like they went ba-boom, ba-boom, and this got the second stamp. That's a clearer stamp. Maybe I'll use this somewhere inside. I do like that stamp better. I think maybe still go with my gut. Put a tuck spot on the inside, and then this library card pocket can be the tuck spot on the back side. Tweezers. So this needs to come up, and let's see if it will cooperate, so that when I lay down the new end paper, you won't see that there was a previous end paper underneath. I do have my super, gotta be careful, my super sharp knife that my son-in-law sharpened for me. But sometimes it's so sharp, it's too sharp. And sometimes I find simply using the side of my tweezers, it's a little bit more blunt, does the trick. And sometimes I also find I don't want that to come up. That's part of the... Oh, stay there. That's part of the original. Are you going to come off anyways? There we go. All right. Sometimes I find that my good old kitchen knife also does a terrific job because it's just dull enough. Like this is... You really can't cut anything with it, but it's sharp enough to scrape away at papers such as this. And I often will use it when I'm taking off the edges of old glued down end paper and it's too thick here and I'm worried that that thickness will show through when the new end paper goes down. I will often use this as my way of kind of, in a way, sanding it even and smooth so it'll just lay nicely underneath. So you get a feel for it. And of course, there's always the, when you have to go in with the emergency blades, this little baby just, this is when you have to go nuclear on a book. And it does come in handy, I must say. So, okay, but yeah, this side has to come up. That side won't have to. Because of the pocket. But this side, yes, for sure. I'm not too worried if some of the original marbled paper is wanting to come up. What I'll do first before I put down the new old end paper is I will go over it with just a bit of dark brown ink pad ink and just camouflage it. I have to be careful now with all that kind of dusty stuff because with Kirby still being a puppy, that's the sort of thing she loves to lick up. She'll get to the point where it won't interest her that much anymore, but we're a little ways away from that. Like Dot actually seldom came in anymore. By the end, when we would come up here to my studio, she had a bed. She'd just go straight to her bed and right out like a light. And she very seldom came right in to see me over here at my desk. She'd go straight over to her little bed, curl up, out like a light until I'd say the wonderful L word, lunchtime. It's actually how I knew something was wrong on the day she died, because she came running into my studio with just a look in her eye and came running right over to me. And her eyes were just ablaze. It's hard to explain any other way, and I knew something is very wrong. And yeah, something was indeed very wrong. So she knew to come and tell me, so smart little things. But this one is young enough that she's, right now, we should have just called her a Hoover, because everything either goes up her nose or just gets licked up. So I have to be extra careful in here. which is fine. Doesn't hurt me to be tidier. Okay, I don't want to. That's just coming right up. I'm going to hold it down with my thumb while I get that off. I can't explain my reasoning why sometimes I would choose to just completely recover the book. Like this paper part. There are times, like for example, that book that I did that had the crest on the front. It was from a naval academy. And I got a lot of comments going, "Oh my goodness, you're covering that up." I can't explain it. I wanted it covered. But this time, for whatever reason, I can't explain it. I like this one the way it is. So I'm just going to leave it. So you can see this paper is just so fragile. Some of it's coming up a little bit as I do this, and that's all right. I want to make sure oh yeah, good, okay. So we have our trainer coming today, Lori the trainer. Some people might think I'm nuts, but I really do not enjoy a dog that has no manners. And it had been so long since we've had a puppy that I just thought I really want to invest in this little friend so that she's polite and pleasant to be around. And especially with 18 grandchildren, some of whom don't have a dog, so don't know how to behave around a dog. And so I just, you know what does it hurt? We tried taking a class. I found that it was, even for me, it was too busy. Too many in the class. I think there were like 10 owners and dogs, and sometimes it was 2 people that went. I mean, my husband and I were bad too. We both went. So it was a very busy, loud, noisy room. I had a hard time. I know Kirby had a hard time. I'm just gluing it back down. And sometimes you can even spread those little fibers apart and go in with your glue. And just put some glue in between all those layers. Like that. And then pinch it. So we did try, and then I ended up having surgery. And so we missed the last 2 classes, and that's when I decided it'd be easier to have someone come to the house. I found a woman, highly recommended. She said she offers 5 classes for a certain price, but that we can determine when we would like her to come for a training session, and that she leaves us with homework, which we did. And when I do this, you can see the dust come up. And she said, it's just as long as you use up your classes within a year, that's fine. So this is class number 2 tonight. We had to put it off for a week because of little Missy having her dental procedure. I think that one's okay. Yeah. Oh, Look at this. That's like phyllo dough. And part of the training, she is a treat-based trainer, so reward with treats. And part of the training is, of course, she prefers little, teeny tiny little, seriously, it's like that big piece of like dried chicken, dehydrated liver. But for a week, Kirby couldn't have anything crunchy. So that made that part difficult. So we just put it off for a week. So she's coming. Lori's coming tonight. And we'll get back to work. I'm eager for some tips on walking training. That one's particularly hard for me, to teach her to walk nicely. I have been taking her out because she was so frightened. I did spend a few days just sitting on the porch with her and just letting her listen to the noises of the street, get comfortable with car noises going by, get comfortable with humans walking by and seeing other dogs walking by. And that was good. And then I started just sitting at the bottom. We have long steps in front of our house. I think we've got like 7 or 8 steps to get up to our front door. So I started sitting on the bottom step with her on a long leash so that she could just sniff around on the front lawn and sit there and watch people go by on a level with them. And that went over very well. There we go. And then it was just this week that we've actually started venturing forth down the street. And she's learning the joys of P-mail, checking her P-mail. That's not bad. That's not sticking up. So let's take a look, see. This is what we want. Love it. I'm toying with the idea of even still putting this onto a thicker paper, simply because it's so thin. You can even see previously that the mull from the wings was showing through. And I know that when I'm done with mine, because, you know, I don't do a professional restoration. I do a Catherine restoration. And I think it would be too thick for just this paper to accommodate. Now I could put this down and, oh, I was going to say and put another pocket on this side, but I'm putting that in. So now I could, all these things that go through my head. I could cut that out and put it on the library pocket. I'm tempted to do that. All right, so that's going to be good. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. It's those hinges. I'm amazed I can't see through them. I'm still going to opt to strengthen them. I love that the T is on there. I will be leaving that alone. The author was Thackeray, so So the spine is actually surprisingly good. So I think what I'm going to do is simply do my little thing with a nice, good quality fine weave cheesecloth and just reinforce those in that way. And then I'm going to figure out what kind of paper I want to put in. This book's got some really cute little illustrations in it that may go back in. Not sure yet. These so cute. The Dowager Countess of Drum, Lady Fanny Rakes. Oh my. So I think that's it today. Just a short little catch up on why suddenly you're probably thinking, hold on, where's the miscellaneous works? And the miscellaneous works is still here. It's way over there. And I'm actually going to take her down for a little bite of lunch and then probably get onto that when I come back upstairs. We'll see. Thanks for joining me. If you're still here, I hope you'll remember to just click on the like down below. Believe it or not, even with my tiny little, this is a small channel, and I'm happy to have it small because I feel like I know more of you when it's that small. But believe it or not, when the like gets clicked, and especially if you leave a comment and it's watched till the end, so even if you turn me on and go do your laundry or have a shower, even that helps. I don't make a ton of money, but it covers my glue. There are some channels with like hundreds of thousands of subscribers, and they can literally earn a living just on their YouTube channel. They get paid so much money. I am not earning a living. I am earning glue and maybe a pizza. But if it pays for my glue, it's wonderful. So if you ever reach the end of my video, I very much appreciate it if you just click on the like and even just say hi. Hope you're doing well, and I'll say hi back. Even if I just click on the little love heart, you'll know that I read it, because I always do read them. All right, I'm off. Thackeray, you're going to get a little break for the time being, and I'm going to go find miscellaneous works because the little bear is still asleep. Take care, everyone. We'll talk soon. Bye.